Hello, this is Wendi Jensen, and you are watching the Healing Questions Guide series. And this video, our focus is going to be on hair pulling. I know it sounds a little strange, but in the past year, I've had about 4 mothers come up to me and ask me, what they think the emotional root is to hair pulling. Well, it's actually in my book, so I wanted to go over it for all of you moms and dads who have kids that are pulling their hair out, or maybe you're pulling your hair out. So, a couple of things I wanted to go over when we're talking about something that's really more connected to a childhood situation. You as a parent can ask the question as if you were the child. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to get all the higher information as if you were asking it for yourself, but you're going to get a lot of information because you could see how you're contributing to the belief of the child. That's creating the sickness or the symptoms. And that to me is very powerful. So if a child doesn't feel safe and some of their symptoms are coming up because they don't feel safe, you as a parent can have that insight that, am I creating a safe environment for my child? It's an amazing insight. So let's kind of use that as we go through this hair pulling. Another thing that I wanted to talk about regarding hair pulling is sometimes it's not even the child's belief. They have adopted. Energy is interesting in that the child can actually adopt the belief and the thought process that's prevalent in the environment and adopt it as their own, like they believe that it's them and theirs. And so a lot of times this happens when the parents are so unconscious that now they have to have children to wake them up. And that is by divine design. But what happens when we have a child that comes through with some pretty heavy symptoms is we really start to wake up as parents. We start asking questions. We start wondering how we can fix this and how we can heal this because we're concerned about them. So a lot of these souls that are coming through, they're coming through with a willingness to be sick and live this life in not an optimal state because those who are on the planet are here to learn the lesson. Interesting. So let's go with hair pulling. You're going to find it on page 224, and there's 5 questions. Number 1 is, what will it take for me to feel comforted? So obviously when we're not feeling comforted, that's one of the things we can do is pull out our hair. So as a parent, if you're asking this question for your child, what will it take for me to feel comforted? By the way, if you're asking your child this while they're pulling their hair out, it's just not going to work for you because they're beyond reason at that stage. And so you want to ask them this, what can I do, honey, to make your life feel more comfortable, to make you feel safe in our home and with mom and with dad? What can I do to do that when they're in a calm, peaceful state of mind? But as you ask the question, what will it take for me to feel comforted? You as an adult and as a caregiver can look at that question and go, man, am I doing something to contribute to that child's feeling of discomfort and unsafety? And that becomes a very powerful question for you and for them. So let's go to number 2. What will it take for me to stop punishing and abusing myself? Cutting. There's been a lot of cutting going on lately too with children. That's more of an adolescent thing where the hair pulling is a little bit younger, pre-adolescence. It has a lot to do with the thought or the idea that I need to be punished. This is an old generational idea and thought that happened in religious traditions where you thought that you needed to be punished and you'd wonder am I punished sufficiently? And if I punish myself, that somehow my behavior is going to change. And so even though it might not be how things are going on in your home and the environment that you've tried to establish in your home, maybe that old generational stuff is coming up and the child is really feeling it at a big time. And so what will it take for me to stop punishing and abusing myself? Obviously, the answer to that is learning to love and accept yourself at the highest levels, to recognize and own your divine identity as an infinite, eternal being. And so let's go to number 3. Why do I think I need to be punished? That is a powerful question. Why do I think I need to be punished? Only you can answer that. That's what's cool about these questions, is it takes you into the journey into your mind, into your thoughts. And if you be still with it, it'll come up. It'll come up it's almost like when you throw a bone and the dog has to go get it. It's like the job. That's the power of questions. And using the healing questions as a modality is if you ask a question and you're sincere about it, the mind has to go chase it. And so when you ask the question, why do I need to punish myself? Why do I think I need to be punished? You might find out that it's not the child's issue, that it's an old generational thing. And you as a parent can reinforce to them that they don't need to be punished. We're not about punishing. I hope we're in a state of consciousness in the world's development where we don't think people need to be punished. The higher law is discipline. And punishment doesn't usually work. It creates resentment. It creates revenge. But discipline, knowing cause and effect, and teaching your child cause and effect, and allowing them to experience the effect of their choices is one thing. But punishing them or putting up some kind of a punishment and constantly being in a state of punishment, a very young child will think that that is love. Ew! That punishment is love. And so they're not going to feel safe or good or like they can move forward unless they're being punished. So, as an adult, what can you do for that? I'll leave that to you. Number 4, what will it take for me to parent my inner child with the love and attention that I lacked as a child? So again, it's going in there and creating an environment of kindness, of compassion, of understanding for yourself and all your insufficiencies or perceived insufficiencies and your human condition, and being okay with your human condition and sealing that with love, infinite acceptance and love, knowing that you're going to make mistakes. That's how we grow. But we should be able to grow in love, not grow in punishment or grow in fear of being punished or make mistakes thinking that something's wrong with us because we made a wrong choice. We're here to learn. And so that's the cool thing about learning to love yourself, is I get to love myself regardless of the poor choices that I make. I don't get to choose a consequence, but at least I can choose this, that even though I make mistakes, I'm still lovable. I'm still acceptable, and I'm still divine, and I'm still holy, and I'm still good. So let's go to number 5. Who do I need to forgive for rejecting or abandoning me? So again, as a parent, you could think, oh, I wonder if my child is feeling neglected or abandoned. Am I, as a parent, doing anything that's causing them to feel neglected or abandoned? Now, a lot of hair pulling sometimes comes with children with really bad, troublesome behavior in an adoption or foster care situation where they feel abandoned. And you as a parent, or the foster parent or the adoptive parent, you really have to make an effort to help that child feel safe in their environment. So these are the 5 questions about hair pulling. It really has something to do with self-attack and not feeling safe or not being able to soothe and comfort yourself. Here's the positive affirmation. I am lovable and worthy of love. I treat myself with loving kindness and compassion. I am completely capable of tending to my needs. Okay, so let me switch this. If you're a parent reading for a child, you can say, you are lovable. You are so worthy of my love. I now treat you with loving kindness and compassion. I completely know that you are capable of tending to your own needs. I'm here to help you and support you on your journey. So there are some ideas to help neutralize the emotions and the beliefs and the conscious environment that's being created that's connected to hair pulling. So take those affirmations, you can apply them to yourself, apply them to your child, but really for your child, if they're hair pulling, it becomes your prerogative to create an environment where they feel safe, where they feel loved, where they feel accepted, and where it's safe to make mistakes. And I think that's really going to help you out. I would love to hear how this affected you as you ask these questions, whether it's for yourself or for your child. And you can leave your comments in this video blog, or you can go to my website at wendyjensen.com. If you still haven't purchased your copy of the Healing Questions Guide, you can get it at my website at wendyjensen.com, or you can get it on Amazon, and you can even get the Kindle version there. So good luck and have a beautiful day.